What's up, guys? Welcome to a new day. I'm Stephanie Ryder, and this is the 365 Shares podcast. It's February 15th, 2024, and today's topic is Promise 2. Promise 2 in adult children of alcoholics is our self-esteem will increase as we give ourselves approval on a daily basis. It might feel foreign to people to give themselves approval. It may not be something that we grew up getting consistently. And the Big Red Book talks a lot about how we have these tapes that we play in our head. It's a little bit of an old technology reference, but we have recordings that are playing in our head that come from parental figures, maybe older siblings, teachers, coaches that are generally negative, that we're worthless, that we're not good enough, that we're not interesting, attractive, lovable, intelligent, all these negative things that we've heard and internalized. And for some reason, it's so much easier for our brains to remember the negative things than the positive things. I've experienced this myself. It's very easy to hear two good things about yourself and one bad thing and fixate only on the bad thing and come away from that experience, whether it's feedback in a professional setting or from a friend or partner or family member, and think, oh man, they really hate me. They don't like anything that I did. When in reality, there was some positive feedback. It just wasn't what my brain gravitated toward and not what I fixated on, because we really tend to fixate on the negative things. I've had this experience with partners as well, where I will consistently give them praise specific to their behavior, to their actions, to things about them that I like, even their appearance, their demeanor, things that they don't really have as much control over. But I've also had partners say, all you do is criticize me. All you do is belittle me. We're always fighting. Nothing's ever good enough for you. I feel like I'm walking on eggshells. And for sure, there are things that I have done that have been criticizing to partners. But for someone to say that all someone ever does is criticize, or all I ever do is nitpick and nothing's ever good enough, is really not taking into context the reality of the statements, because I am a very affirming person, as most of us try to be. Sometimes I wish we had that replay, like there's these cute commercials that play usually during football, and there'll be a dispute among two people. Like one person says they did something and the other person says they didn't, and they'll throw the red flag, like the replay flag, and someone will come in and show them the videos, and one person is always right. And I wish we could do that in real life, replay a situation, which we can't normally do because we aren't recording everything that we do. But I think it just shows that people hear what they want to hear, and people hear what they are programmed to hear. And especially if we grew up hearing a lot of negative messaging, we get much more triggered by a critique or criticism or someone being unhappy with us than someone maybe who got more positive reinforcement growing up. So we just have to take into account where everyone's coming from, what is our frame of reference, and try to flip the script from one where we're really fixated on the negative to one where we're replaying the positive over and over until we've developed those neural pathways and we're wired to hear the good, to feel the good, and to believe the good. I'm Steph, and this is my share. I'm going to start with the affirmation from the Strengthening My Recovery book because I think it makes a good distinction between real self-esteem and the type of affirmation that our false self would like to attract. The affirmation is, on this day, I will practice doing the things that build true self-esteem and give my true self the approval to trust, feel, and talk. I think in general, I have pretty good self-esteem, but there is definitely a part of me that really needs a lot of attention and specifically wants physical attention, sexual attention, wants to be affirmed in a very superficial way. And I don't necessarily need this in my day-to-day friendships or romantic relationships. I generally have a pretty good sense of my center, but I have a part of me, if you're familiar with internal family systems, where we have these different parts that make us up. We have managers and protectors. I have a part of me that is very insecure, wants to be attractive, wants to be desired by the opposite sex, and really gets her self-esteem from how she looks, how she acts, what she's able to offer to other people. That part of me is also the part that tends to act out in relationships, that tends to seek less healthy situations outside of relationships. And it's something I've been working on a lot. But it is a part of me that I want to honor because she does like to get dressed up and go out and be very fun and spontaneous. So I don't want to completely throw out that part or pretend that it doesn't exist. I really want to try to make it happy and give it some airtime, but in a healthy way. And one compromise I found with this part is that she really likes to be on social media and she likes to get dressed up and take pictures and make videos and talk to people and have people watch her content. She enjoys this experience as well, although this is more of a therapeutic and wholesome experience to record this podcast. She just really likes the opportunity to have her voice heard and the potential to reach people and to make people feel good because she really just wants to make people feel good. I think that's where she draws a lot of her self-esteem. And it doesn't have to be sexual, it can be emotional, spiritual, intellectual. She just really wants to be a force in the world that is adding value. And the trick for me and what I've been working on a lot is to channel this into healthy sources. That's why it's been really helping me to do this podcast, which is really kind of an audio journal because this part of me especially really doesn't like to sit down and write and edit. It feels like school. Not that we can't do it, but it's just not enjoyable. And she feels like we have this voice, so let's use our voice. Let's talk. Let's have people listen. And part of that may be just how I naturally express myself. And part of it just maybe that it's exciting, that it's different. It's something we haven't done before. So I'm going to keep this short. I'm tired tonight, but that part of me is excited to go out tomorrow. Tomorrow's Friday. I'm going out with a girlfriend, and we're going to go to an LGBTQ event, which will be really fun. And we just get to like dress up and wear wigs and be silly and have some fun in a healthy way. So that's it for tonight. Thanks, everyone.